Alright, there we go. I've got the stream up now. I actually tried to get this sorted before, but it just wasn't coming up for some reason. The stream just wasn't showing on YouTube. But anyway, here we are. Better late than never. Round 2 of Tier 2. Let me know if the sound's all good or if I need to edit anything. Please do. And obviously if it's all good, then tell me that as well. Right, we've had someone just not turn up, which is not ideal, but we are all good to go. Just asking in chat, see how the sound levels are. Hopefully someone's paying attention and will reply. But yeah, for everyone who didn't catch the race last week, it was Luke Boos who got the win, his first win in over a year, I'm pretty sure, in ALR. Swen came home in P2, Font in P3. So yeah, of the podium, only Font's the only one who's here again. So he'll be looking forward to trying to give himself a bit of a lead and give himself a good result in the standings again. It does take a while to load this game, doesn't it? We've still got 3 people who we're waiting on here. NTOB, Morrison and Hallinan. There we go. I'd say there was a timer on the top of my screen. I could have actually had a look at that, but oh well, here we are. It looks like it's a dry qualifying again. I will get on board with whoever is first out as well. I want detail. I don't need any detail. Gap leader. We'll stick that on. We'll stick that on, and we'll stick that on. Cool. We do want TV pod on for the people. Who's this coming out first? Looks like a blue car on the minimap. We're down 4 people. It's a green car. It's an Aston Martin of some kind. One of these two. It's Massacrator. Massacrator? Massacrator. Oh my god, that's how you say his name. Who are we missing then? Why are we down to 16 people? That's so bizarre. We should have... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We should have 17, so we're only missing 1 person, so it's only Scalesy who's missing. Okay. Let me know how the sound is anyway. For people who did miss the race last week, we have 1 driver who got penalty points in Tier 2. It was Dark Kicky. He got penalty points for just getting a bit over panicked when we had VSC basically. And in terms of the standings, let me go check. Obviously Fontanu is the top out of everyone who's racing again today. Kick Sauber took a really big lead in the standings. However, none of them are here today, so I'm sure everyone's going to be catching up with them at least. In second, we have Visa, Red Bull, Cash App, who have 18 points, and McLaren, just behind them in P3, on 16 points. So, Yeah, anyway, it looks very clean from Massacrator so far. Keeping it narrow here, which is good to see. Bit of a lockup. Still gets the car turned in. He's definitely on wheel here, you can see. Very twitchy in third gear. That's something that I really did notice when I drove on this game myself. Nice smooth exit. I'm curious to see. I think in terms of pole positions, we're looking at around an 8.5. 108.5, 108.6 from what I'm hearing. And this is not going to be too far off that, just half a second off. We've got the two McLarens coming across the line for their outlaps actually. And it's a Kick Sauber with a 111, so just a banker lap for him to get out of the way. Nicholas Volkmann wasn't able to race last time out. He is the next one coming across the line for 109.8. Couple temps off. Got a Mercedes up next. It's T Morrison. Also, just with a little banker lap, and it looks like we've got a Ferrari of Fontanu, who's invalidated his lap, so it's not him. Who do we have? Oh my god, this is a bit of chaos behind. What's Haas look like? That's Haas. It's not that Haas. This one, Hallinan, is up next. He's also invalidated. So let's go on board with Fontanu. I think that's probably the best place to be right now. Well, third place in the standings. As AJ comes across the line to set, what is that, 110.6 Arctic Squirrel with a 194. So there's still a bit of room, it looks like, between the potential pole position, well, the predicted pole position, and where we are currently. Obviously 109 dead is the fastest lap of qualifying so far. Arctic Squirrel and Titchy Boom, look at that, second and third for the two McLaren teams. This is not the best lap for Fontanu though. It looks like it's been a bit twitchy. Not really hitting too many apexes, but obviously he is one of the top guys in this field. We had sort of a top 8 throughout the race last week, if you guys didn't tune in, where the top 8 really sort of pushed each other along and pulled away from the field. I was saying that didn't seem like the cleanest lap from Fontanu, but he's still only 3/10 off pole position, so he definitely has the potential to chase Massacrator. We'll go on board with Tresina, I think, who's on his out lap. He's just coming out to start his lap. He's saying, well, he was complaining he was in the 109s, which looks like the prediction that I got off the tier 1 guys of a 1.8.6 as tier 2 pole is going to be a bit of an overestimate. Let's say that looked like a really good corner there from Tresina. He does set purple sector 1. This could be a really, really big result for the reserve driver. He was in the Aston Martin last week. Had a pretty solid race where he was doing really well, and then got caught out by Dark Kickies, where Dark Kicky got the penalty, and it cost him points, I believe. I think he came home in like P11. I might be slightly wrong, but somewhere around there. I think Fontanu's coming into the pits rather than going across the line, and Hallinan is about to start his outlap. Tresina with another purple sector. Can this man stick it on pole? You know what? I would love to see that. Someone who wasn't anywhere near the front of the field last week, gone home, practiced, and can he go and stick this on pole? His battery is hanging on for dear life. It's a 109.7. How has he set purple first and second sectors and lost 7/10 in the final sector? It's got to be a visual glitch. Lucky High One's definitely the next on the field here. 52.7 middle sector. I don't know if that's good or bad. I need to be paying attention to these guys to see what kind of times we're looking at the middle sector. I think he lost a bit of time there. I think he was too slow shifting up. 0.02 quicker than the previous pole position. Hallinan, 52.7 was the previous middle sector time. He's 52.8. You know what? This is bang on time. That's a really good turn, really good exit. We're looking at pole here again. There's a Mercedes, I believe, just in front of him. I think that's someone on the right lap. It is. He does set pole 0.01. What's that? 1/100th of a second ahead of Lucky. 300ths of a second ahead of Massacrator. We'll go on board with NTO. NTO really struggled last time out. Oh, actually, Naked Champ. No, he's Mighty Champ. Sorry, not Naked Champ. Has invalidated. That is saying purple, but I think this is just a glitch rather than it actually being purple. I think it's like a visual glitch in the game because I mean we'll see, but I think he had traffic, so I'd be surprised if he did set a purple sector 1 with traffic all around him. Misses the apex a little bit there. I think he's going to be quite a bit down here. 52.7 is what we're looking at for this sector time. He's about 2 seconds down, so he might be able to sneak into the top 10 if he gets a really good exit here. I didn't actually look to see if that flashed up purple. I completely forgot to do that. Because if it did flash up purple, then... Oh, sorry, if it didn't, then Trezina, I'm not sure what's happened in his final sector. Mike is coming across the line now. Failed, so has Mighty Chump. Naked Champ then. Trying to set his first time. This is looking on pace as well. Coming out the final corner in the run, he's got enough battery, I believe, to get to the final line. Really needs to hug this inside a little bit more than he is. 5 tenths off the pace, he's down in P8. This is what I love about this tier 2 field, is everyone is so tightly packed, and like anyone can go and stick this on pole. Like you've got half a second gap covering the top 8, and everyone's done 1 to 2 runs in qualifying, and it's still that close. We've got a, what is that, a Red Bull coming over the line potentially? I don't know. Christie, I think it was actually, who has improved his time up to 8 tenths off the lead. Still in P10 though. This is looking like a really good lap from T. Morrison. I think it said he was 1.3 seconds up on his time, so he could be looking to get himself in that midfield around P6 kind of area if he has enough battery to get to the line. Hug the inside, man. Up into P9. I know it's not much, and obviously that wouldn't have been enough hugging the inside, but I really want these guys to maximize the times that they can get in qualifying. Mike's in the pits. Who is out on a lap? Massacrator coming across the line. He sets pole. He's just improved by 7/100ths of a second, and it's still this close between these top 3. These top 3 are really put in a little bit of a gap now ahead of Nicholas and Fontanu and people like that. But we saw Font's first lap. He definitely could have done better. I mean, look, he's 3 tenths up. If he gets a good exit, he can get pole here. We saw his first lap was really messy, and I did call it that he could go quicker, and it looks like he's going to do so here. Hugging the inside. This is what I want to see. Every little helps. And every little helps exactly. He's taken pole by 6,000ths of a second. If Massacrator hugged the inside there, I guarantee you Massacrator's on pole. I guarantee you. You put those guys' laps side by side. Taking his time and taking the outside line has cost Massacrator pole there. Trezina, come on, bro. What can you do? We saw you set pole for the purple first 2 sectors last time out. Purple sector again. He's 3 tenths off on his best time. Come on, lad. Looks like the track is really evolving its way throughout this session. Car going wide up ahead, he's invalidated. I don't know if he had enough battery. Either way, AJ across the line, slightly not quite as good as his previous lap. Mighty Chimp's also down on his best as well, and he's got a car in his way. Not ideal there. NTO's on an outlap, and yeah, obviously the horse of Trezina he's obviously ruined his lap. Do you know what? I think he was on for a stunning lap then as well. 3 tenths up in the first sector, and we know that he was already on like pole position. Obviously he's slowed down after he's gone off track, but let's see if he goes again, or if he's is he going again? I think he is. He's got his battery on. He's not got much battery left though. He needs to be. I don't know. I just wish these guys would maximize your battery, because it makes a big difference having full battery compared to not. Massacrators. He's improved by 100ths of a second and we've missed it. It's crazy. 7,000ths of a second. These guys cannot be split. Lucky is also improved to 4th at some point. I think I missed that one. With Nicholas going down to P5. I think this is an in-lap here. Oh, actually, no. 5 tenths up. Oh, come on, Trezina. Good exit, mate. Purple middle sector. I don't know if he's got enough battery to get to the finish. This is what I'm saying, right? You just want to like let your battery repair, because this, having no battery here, is going to lose him like 2 tenths. And you see, he only beat his time by 2 tenths. He was, what, 5 tenths up at one point? So he can definitely improve if he doesn't spin and put it in the wall. Lucky, are you on a lap? No, invalidated. Nicholas, come on, lad. He's definitely on a lap using battery at that corner. Really nice turn there from Nicholas. This is something that I noticed from his first lap. He's just really smooth on his driving, and 52.5. This is looking like a pole position candidate here. In fact, I think he's going to be comfortably pole. If his battery's going to die. He's going to limp over to the end with no battery, and he still gets pole by 1/10 over Massacrator. That could have been an absolute storming lap if he saved his battery. He might have put himself sort of over the hills in the distance. Fontani was just on a warm-up lap. Trezina is on an in-lap, I believe. T-Bop's on an out-lap, and Chris T, 2 tenths up through sector. Wait, what? How is he 2 tenths up through sector 1? He's not gone over the sector 1 line. All right, he's level with his time, which is okay. We've got 2 McLarens who are about to start their lap. That's probably who we'll go on board with next, because we haven't really given those two too much, not limelight. Well, yeah, limelight. Camera time. That's the word I'm looking for. So smooth, Christy. Mr. Smooth himself. Just like watching Nicholas, just like butter smooth through every corner. No corrections. Just picks his line and gets around the corner. He's very cautious on the battery here, I've noticed, and do you know what? He's still half a second up on his time. This is going to stick him potentially P6. A little bit of a gap there, isn't there, between Lucky and Tichy? And I think he can go squeeze his way up the inside. Once again, another guy who is right out there on the right-hand side rather than getting through. Tichy's 1/10 up on his time. Arctic Squirrel, we'll see how he's doing. Takes a different line to everyone else around here, you know. 2 tenths up on his time as well. Well, he might be able to get ahead of Chris T, potentially, if he gets a good final sector. We don't know how good his final sector was last time. I think at least he'll jump his teammate, depending on what his battery situation is looking like. Stays P8, that's why you can't run out your battery. Tichy's 5 tenths up. This might be pole. This might be pole. What? That's 6 guys separated by 1/10 of a second. I'm baffled. What is going on here? 1 minute 48 seconds left. Who do we want to watch? Let's go on board with Naked Champ's already invalidated. T-Bop's invalidated. Fitz is down on his time. AJ's down on his time. NTOB is just starting his lap. Massacrator then is just starting his lap as well. Is there no one else that I can watch instead? Don't think there is. I think Massacrator is the one to watch in terms of the guys who are right up here fighting for pole position. Mercedes does well to get out of his way. He's 1.5 tenths up through sector 1. I think in terms of pure pace, when I watch Massacrator, I think oh my god, a car has binned it in front of him and he's just completely ruined his lap. I mean, that's no fault of the car behind. If you mess up, you mess up. The car was ghosted. He could have carried on. But yeah, as I was saying, I think in terms of pure pace, I think Massacrator is the one who has the most pure pace. Naked Champ's invalidated again. That's not good. Lucky High One slightly improved on his time, and I know it's not much, 9,000ths of a second, but such are the gaps between these top 6 cars that could genuinely rocket him up to P1. He's 1/10 off. Like, it's not much that he needs to improve by. Looks a bit cautious. Who's behind? I don't know, because they must be on a good lap if they're keeping up with him, surely, right? He's 2/10 up. This could be pole position for about the 50th time this session. There's only 6 seconds left of this session as well, so whoever wants to do a lap, they're going to have to get across the line now. Lucky, use the inside, man. He's pole regardless. Oh my god, Trezina, I told you that guy was keeping up. Trezina up to P2. Massacrator up by 1/10 of a second. Let's watch Fontani first. He's slightly up ahead. Hallinan coming across the line goes P4. Everyone is improving right now. We've got Mike coming across the line now. Do you know what? Let's go watch Mike. Let's go see how Mike does. He's... Where are you going, bro? P12. That'll do. We've got Naked Champ who invalidated his lap already, and then AJ up to P14, 2 seconds off the place. Fontanu, how are you doing? You might get slipstream here from this guy up ahead. Doesn't look quick enough to me. Oh no, oh my god, he beats pole by 2/10 of a second. Massacrator up behind him into second. And finally, we got NTOB, who is invalidated his lap, so he'll just be coming home across the line to end the session. But Fontanu, P3 last week, pole position this week, 108.5. The track evaluation throughout that session was crazy. Arctic Squirrel was up like 1/10 off pole position not too long ago, and he's a second down. Like, you just can't predict what's going on in this tier. It's just changing like every 5 seconds. Fontanu pole, Massacrator P2, Lucky P3. Really good session for Aston Martin there. Trezina P4, Nicholas P5, Hallinan P6. There's nothing splitting these guys, by the way, all the way down to Tichy. Naked Champion Tichy P7, P8. Chris T, P9, Arctic Squirrel P10, all within a second. T Morrison P11. I swear at one point he was high up in quali as well. Like, I don't know what to say. It's like, you just don't know who's gonna do it in this tier. I think predicting the race winner, I'm going to go for Massacrator P1, Nicholas P2, Font P3. That's going to be my prediction. I think, I said it before, I think in terms of pure pace, I think Massacrator is the one who I think has it. I just think he's got a mistake in him. But you know what? He had his mistake last week. I think this week he's got it. That's what I'm going to say. What nuts quali though, like every single time with this tier. Quali's insane. I kind of want to see tier 1, see what their quali's saying. So tier 1, I think, had a wet qualifying. Yes, they did, because they're down in the 112s. I think BR4 is on pole by 0.3 of a second. Yeah, they're on soft tyres, so maybe tier 2 is quicker after all. Quite a big gap between the pace. There's one guy who's just down in, what's that, 5 seconds off the pace. I'm guessing he just didn't go out again, which is why that's happened over there in T1. But yeah, in terms of over here though, we're halfway through the formation lap. Let me bring up my things that I need in terms of tyres. We've got Lucky on mediums. We'll be looking to make a quick start. We've got 3 people disqualified on the formation lap. I don't know how they've managed that. But yeah, in terms of the stops, I know it is a 1 or 2 stop here. 36 laps is a long race. The mediums are much better tyre, but they obviously don't hold up as well. And the hards will just go forever, but they are slow as shit. So it'll be cool to see how Lucky does off the start here. Font has just disqualified himself trying to park up to the grid, so he'll have cold tyres. Lucky's parked well. Drazina's parked well. Nicholas has disqualified himself. Hallinan's playing it safe there, well back in his grid. Look at that from Tichy, right on the edge. Christie, I don't know. Did he disqualify himself? Anyway, let's get up to the front and watch Fontanu ahead of Massacrator, 5 red lights, and let's go. Look at that start from Massacrator. Tell you what, he's going to be up alongside already. Contact further back, but yeah, Massacrator up to first place and 3, 4, 5 people going wide there. 2 McLarens ruined their race already. Nicholas all the way down to P15. That's my bet ruined. My guess ruined, sorry. Fontanu in the slipstream though. Lucky as well will be trying to get this move on the Ferrari driver. You got 2 Aston Martins and just 1 Ferrari, so obviously they'll be trying to use their advantage. Fontanu on the grass there. Not sure what happened. We looked away from that for a second. I don't know if that was some dirty driving from anyone involved or if it was just a bit of miscommunication or a bit of a wrong decision in terms of which way to go. Tell you what, Lucky does look quick on these mediums already, doesn't he? The 2 horses looking stunning together in P4 and P5. When was the last time you saw that? Here we go, race strategies. We're definitely not going to be doing the hard, medium, soft, medium. Just to warn you, it's going to be medium, medium, hard, or medium hard. If people can hold the tyres long enough. Massacrator with the fastest lap, 1:16 opening lap. Hallinan has overtaken Trazina there. Bit of a gap back to Naked Champ, and let's see what the hell is going on back here. Nicholas up to P13 with no wing, and now back down, and now contact with Arctic Squirrel. I'll tell you what, there's going to be some penalties awarded for that start, I can tell you right now. Fontanu again going for the move on Massacrator. Like, he just has he just punted him? I think he's just broke his front wing. Fontanu, there's so much. What is up with this ghosting? I think Fontanu just damaged his wing. I think he's just outbroke himself and tapped Massacrator and then let him back through, which has put Lucky right on his arse. And on the medium tyres, he's going to have to get this move done quick, isn't he? Lucky high 1. Fontanu looks really good in Sector 1 in the first half of the lap, but just seems to drop back from Massacrator in the second half, and that's where you need to get the move done. Hallinan with the fastest lap of the race. Looking racy. Fontanu down the inside. Bit slippery. Must have tried to accelerate in 3rd gear. I've heard from some of the guys that 3rd is absolutely treacherous. NTOB making a move on Chris T as well, further back. Fun up the inside though, taking the move for the race lead, and looks like Trazina is looking for a move on Hallinan as well, but Massacrator's come for the cutback. I've only just noticed that. Go to the spikes off the bottom of the cars as well as they come over certain curbs. Some of these guys must be running such low ride high. Lucky has spun. That's Hallinan up to P3. Trazina hasn't managed to get past him, I don't think. Yeah, no, he hasn't managed to get past. So we've got a front 3 now, it looks like. No, we don't. Hallinan is got Lucky right behind him, so obviously Lucky's managed to save that half spin there. Let's look at this front battle one more time, and we've got a bit of a train forming further back, it looks like, behind Mighty Chump and behind Chris T as well. So we might be able to go look there once we see Fontanu make a move down the inside. I told you these two will be battling all race long. More contact. Don't think there'll be any damage there. That was just slight contact. It's just the game has showed like visually like an explosion almost. Font going down the inside again. He needs to get this car stopped because he's clearly got really good pace in sector 1. But he keeps going too deep, and Masquerade is just getting up his inside with the switchback. But it looks like he's kept it this time. Masquerade are having a look. He's not going to get that move done there, though. I think that's going to be a warning there for Font. You got to be careful with that on this track. Brazil is really easy circuit to get penalties at. And these two are just, like, non-stop looking down the inside. Whoever's in front just looks like they are hanging on for dear life, and whoever's behind is just like a lion chasing its prey. Font with a really good exit though. DRS is enabled now as well, so Massacre is going to go up the outside, and he's going to get it done. Font's going to lay back there, tuck in, get DRS, and go for it again. It looks like the field's starting to spread out a little bit further back now. Look at this exit again. Oh my god, more contact. You need to be careful with your front wing, mate. Just non-stop, these two. Every single corner it looks like someone's going to get the move done. And to be honest, pretty much every single corner they do. Need to make my way down the grid, but I just can't take your eyes off this battle. When it's been going 5 laps straight, we got Fontani, Mascrea, half a second gap, Halanan less than half a second, Lucky High One less than half a second, and Trezina half a second back. Naked Champions is hanging on for dear life, just slightly back from these guys, and T Morrison has gapped the rest of the field a little bit here. Up in down in P7, sorry. And then we got the train from P8 all the way back. Halanan, can he get the move done? Let's go on board. Looks like he's already got it done off Massacrator. Look at the speed advantage they have with DRS down here. I don't even know what kind of like overtakes these guys are using compared to Fontani, but the overspeed they had then on board was absolutely insane. Halanan's going to be the one looking for a move now. He is on mediums, getting the car stopped, and he's just going to stick behind Fontanu here. I definitely think these guys on mediums wanted to get a bit of a gap. As Massacre is going down the inside now. What is going on here? He's just... Oh my god. Halanan has somehow saved the car there, but I feel like if I'm Massacre there, I'm sticking behind Halanan, I'm waiting for the straight. Like, this guy's on medium tyres, he's going to comfortably be there on Fontana's back. And instead, Font's got like a 5, 6, 7 tenth gap. Not really made the most of it though, because Massacrator has got right back in there. This is my point about whoever is at the top of the field just isn't. It's like these two are a pair of magnets, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. Lucky High One getting the move done on Halanan. And while there's a little bit of a gap there, let's go and look down the field. T-Bop out on his own here, really gapped these guys. Chris T also got a little bit of a gap. Titchy Boom, Mighty Chump in P10, Arctic Squirrel P11, Nicholas down in P12. I don't think he has a front wing. He does not. NTOB followed by Mike Sands and AJ14. Looking like these guys having some really good battles here. And Fitz, I think we saw him spin earlier, but look at that train on the map with these guys here. It looks like Lucky has lost the DRS. Naked Champ has caught up to the back, so are these medium tyres starting to go off a little bit, or have we just missed a mistake from Lucky High One? We're going to have to go back on board with these two because there's just 3 tenths separating them. Absolutely mental. It looks like, well, it's going to be enough to get the move done, isn't it? Because this DRS is seeming incredibly overpowered here at Brazil. Anytime anyone's within half a second, if you get a decent exit off that final corner, you're at least alongside and battling for down to turn 4. Masquerade hangs back this time. I think that's what I'd do if I'm in this position. I think I'd try save my move for this corner here. Is that rain? I don't want to sound drunk, but I swear down I just saw a raindrop flash across the screen when they were in turn 1 there. Let me go on board and have a look. There is rain. Oh wow, that's gonna throw a spanner in the works. The guys on mediums are gonna have to stay until this rain hits on their really worn tyres. The guys on hards, a little bit of a tap there from Massacrator. No need for that. Why, chill out, bro. You gotta find a straight coming in just a few corners. You don't need to stick your nose in there. Poor exit though. I think he's got full traction on because he really got bogged down there compared to Fontani. Font was just off. Let's look at Hallinan. Lucky high one into the pit. That's too early, mate. It's not ready for wets yet. DRS is still enabled, mate. We'll see where he comes out, but I'm sure that's going to be costing him. He was P3, bear in mind. We're going to have a really good comparison in terms of his times. What's gone on? Oh my god, there's a safety car. Lucky has absolutely banged this with his pit then. I was just dissing him, saying, wait, what the hell has brought out a safety car? Can I try find what's brought out a safety car? Because there was no need for a safety car there. We had this situation the other week where there's just like a safety car for absolutely no reason. And it's like, why are you doing this to us? Safety car, sector 2. Oh my god, it's Mike Sands again. This brother. What's he done? We might need to revisit this safety car. Oh, I don't know. How are you speeding under the safety car, bro? How are you doing that? Hold up, why are these not staying out? If it's getting wetter, surely you use this time as your chance to get into the pits. Surely you do, right? Like, this rain is only going to get worse, right? There's no way it's going to stay dry. Like, these tyres are going to get cold, especially Hallinan on his mediums, 9-lap-old mediums. Like, you can't even pit straight away afterwards because you've got to... You got to serve your drive-through, like... I can't believe that. I don't know why you don't pit, unless they've seen the radar and the rain isn't getting any worse. Obviously they know more than we do because they have like everything available to them. How does this look on board with Mighty Chomp? Obviously it's nowhere near ready for Inters just yet. Like, I'm not claiming that it is. But does this game ever have rain where it doesn't get wet enough for it to be Inters? Mike's in the pits and he's going to get lapped. I think he's just going to be okay, actually. Tell you what, he cut out close, didn't he? Okay, no, he's getting lapped. He's just reset the track. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. I've put that in the chat anyway for someone to have a look at. Yeah, in terms of where we're at right now, we've got Fontani, followed by Masquerade, followed by Hallinan, followed by Trezina. Hallinan with that drive through. Like, I don't understand how you speed in a safety car. You're not going anywhere. Like, there's no reason to be speeding. Trezina P4, Naked Champ P5, T Morrison P6, Chris T P7, Lucky P8. Obviously on the intermediates, Tichibu P9 on the mediums. This will be a good one to watch to see how it goes in terms of the sort of comparison between mediums and intermediates. Mighty Chump P10 on intermediates, NTOB P11 on intermediates, Arctic P12 on hards, AJ Inters, Nicholas Inters. At least Nicholas has got to reset his wing now, which is obviously good news. And obviously Fitz, I'm guessing, is on Inters as well. Nicholas is coming back into the pits. Is he sticking dry tyres back on? If he sticks dry tyres back on, then obviously the rain's passing. He's putting mediums on. He's not going to catch up to the field now though, that's the only thing. Like, I'm sure this safety car's going to come in this lap. It's time penalty under the safety car. Alright, apparently safety car's not coming in this lap. Like, look how sketchy this is, man. Okay, safety car is coming. That's so late, that was. I mean, Nicholas is 30 plus seconds behind these guys. I don't think he's going to get up to the back of these guys, whereas if he was on the intermediates, he'd be on the back of the field. And he's really struggling for pace as it is. If I'm Font, I wait as long as I can here for this restart, knowing how OP the slipstream and stuff is on this game. He's done alright there though. Hallinan is, what, just a couple attempts off the back of Masquerade, but he's going to have to come into the pits to get rid of his drive through. What a camera angle. Love this one. Arctic Scroll gets moved done on NTOB. What tyres are these guys on? That'll be something good to watch. How's Lucky doing? How's Lucky faring for pace against Chris T? This is what we need to... Jesus. Fucking hell. Somehow his wing is still on. No, he's lost his front right end plate, but that just shows the difference between his intermediates. Why have we got caution set to 2? All of that good work from Lucky to get into the pits there. If I'm Hallinan, you pit right now. Masquerade has got a move done on Fontanu. Fontanu, I think, must have gone wide here, because Masquerade is not really having the best exit unless he's letting back through potentially. That might have been the case, actually. I think Inters are quicker right now, you know. Oh my god, Hallinan, you're having a mare, bro. I've also just switched off these guys by accident. I didn't mean to. T-Bop's coming into the pits. I think he's putting on intermediates, I'm guessing, based on the pace differential that we're seeing. Hallinan's going to come out at the back of the pack. Nicholas is already up to the back of the field as well. Masquerator is up to P1. Lucky's up to P5 on these intermediates. Like, evidence that it was the right decision. He's got a broken front wing and he's still making his way through the field. That's going to be a big call. If I'm one of these, like, I pit for Inters now. Mighty Chump as well, even him. Mighty Chump, I think, was right down at the back of the field I was going to say, that sounds really bad saying even him. Even he's like on the back of Chris T. And I think Chris was quite a bit ahead in qualifying, is what I'm trying to say there with my point. But just how much these guys are struggling, surely Inters is the best bet to just play it safe, be on a tyre that is comfortable, unless they know this rain is passing. Trezina's coming into pits. Do not speed, bro. Please don't speed. He hasn't done. That's good to see. Right, Lucky's just 2 seconds off these guys now in this this top three. Hannon speeding in the pit lane again, brother. Oh my god. He's got 20 seconds of penalties and the drive through. That's what I never understand. Like, just brake early if you have to, you know, lose a second. Like, braking early. Like, whatever you do, make sure you get the car stopped, especially in a track like this, where it's such a tricky braking zone. So every single time you come into the pits, it could be a 10-second penalty. Like, just know your braking point and brake a couple seconds ahead of them. You can tell Inters is the right tyre now. And why is this yellow flag out in sector 2 permanently? Back on board with these guys anyway. I think Lucky's had a half spin actually. He's lost some time. Well, Titchy's got past him actually. And I think Masquerade is going to get back past Fontanu here. Lucky makes the move up to P4. And I tell you what, he might get the move done. I know I should be watching the guys at the front, but I want to watch Lucky with his half a wing on intermediates. Obviously, all these guys around him are on the dries. NTOB retires, unfortunately, and it's a safety car. It's a VSC, actually, I think. It's a full yellow flag around the track, and there's no safety car, so it's a VSC. Lucky has flown his way up this field with his wing damage. You can see his front left side of his wing missing. And he's up to P3. These two are on hard tyres, which they haven't changed from the start of the race. If I'm then, I pit now, like under VSC if you can. Naked Champ in P4, Nicholas Volkman speeding under virtual safety car. These are the mistakes that you can't have if you want to be fighting for titles, and it looks like we're back under. Don't bring out a safety car for that, please. Alright, it's not. Naked Champ, 10-second penalty. It's just, I need to turn off penalty notifications. I can't deal with this every single time someone comes into the pits. They get a penalty. Hallinan with his 10th attempt at a pit stop without getting a penalty this time, finally. But yeah, Lucky, let's keep an eye on him. Half front wing, 2.7 off the lead. Let's go on board with Trezina. He's looking at getting a move. He's actually staying on Inters. On dries, sorry. Trezina came into the pits and he's put dry tyres on rather than Inters. And he's flying. But Lucky's got half a wing and he's gaining so much time on Masquerade. He's already gained 6 tenths on Masquerade, 7 tenths now on Masquerade. I just don't understand why these guys aren't putting wets on. Like, you can see these other guys are setting quicker times. And you can feel how much you're struggling on these dries in the wet. Like, Lucky's only 1 second back now. Massacrator can obviously see how much Lucky's gaining on him, so he's definitely going to be going on to wet tyres. And you know what? If I'm Lucky, I'm licking my lips now. The longer this stays wet, the better for him. Even though he's got his damaged front wing, obviously he's going to need to replace that, but let's see what Massacrator puts on. Does he put on... They're dries, aren't they? No, they're Inters. They're Inters. Alright, there we go. So let's compare Trezina and Masquerator, because those guys are on equal tyres. They're equal pace as Lucky is unlapping himself. I'm not a fan of this ghosting on, not gonna lie. Look at that, Hadlinan's just driving through. And then Lucky's got to try and find his braking point with the ghosted car right there. But it looks like the fresh dry tyres might be quicker then. Because Hadlinan's pulling away here. But Lucky's catching Font like crazy. Font, you idiot. Oh my god. I don't understand, like, it's dry, it's wet, man. Brake earlier. I think Trezina might be on for the win after all this. He's stuck out with these mediums. If this doesn't get any wetter, then it's him and Lucky who are the two that are my favourites right now for this win. Lucky, obviously, he's 13 seconds up the road and he's on the wet tyres. He does have to replace his wing when he next comes into the pits. Trezina, because it's looking like mediums are quicker now. Actually, no, they're about the same. He's just hovering at that like 13.3 gap to Trezina. No, they're quicker. Dries are quicker. After all that, the dry tyres... Oh, no. I'm lost. I don't even know what's going on. The gap's now just gone up to 13.7. Anyway, let's go watch a battle. Chris T, 2 Red Bulls, Naked Champ has got no front wing. No end plates to his front wing anyway. And Trezina's now gaining on Lucky High One again. The middle sector, the inters are better. The rest of the lap, the dries are better. That's my conclusion. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Glad it was informative. Where has Masquerator got to? Masquerator 2.1, 1.5 ahead of Fontanu. This is what we want to see. Gap between Masquerator and Trezina is 4 seconds. Okay, no, wets are quicker. Never mind. I forgot that Lucky doesn't have a front wing, which is why Trezina is keeping pace. But yeah, as soon as Masquerator has got some free traffic there, he's started to gain, and yeah, that makes more sense now. Completely forgot the fact that Lucky didn't have a front wing. So if you're Trezina, you want this rain to end as soon as possible. But either way, to be honest, oh, it's getting really wet now. Yeah, no, this rain has got heavier. So to be honest, they might have been quicker, but just in these past 2 laps, you can see this rain is quicker. You can see standing water. And if you see standing water, you don't want to see yellow walled tyres on your car, because a Massacrator is going to come flying past you. Look at the puddles there on the track. Alright, Trezina, get this car stopped, yeah? Right, that's one way of doing it, but not what I was after. And we've got a VSC now. Wait, why does it say virtual safety car? There's an actual safety car coming out. Get ahead of it. Get ahead of it, Massacrator. Get ahead of it, Font. Speed if you have to. That's going to be big. Can you overtake it, Naked Champ? Yeah, you can. Okay. I am so confused. Alright, let's catch our breath and see what's going on. We've got a virtual safety car with an actual safety car on track. We've got a kick guy who has just stopped behind the safety car for some reason. Not sure what's happened then. Like, just carry on. Let me bring up the... Oh, look at the gaps to leader. It's all the guys at the top that have just ruined the race. Trezina, like, oh, so frustrating. Nicholas had 4 stops and he's on soft tyres. Lucky, you need to replace your wing right now. Yep, right decision. This is going to be a result for Chris T speed on the safety car. Is that Aero? People have got so many penalties from things like speeding under the safety car, from things like not pitting until it's too late, and now Lucky is coming into the pits for dry tyres. Mighty Chump now speeding on the safety car. This is mental. I have absolutely no idea what is up with people today. In the nicest way possible. So we've got Lucky and Naked Champ have come onto mediums. Everyone else is on it. And then Nicholas and Hallinan are on hards. These guys know what the weather's doing. Just bear that in mind. So before we think they're too crazy, it might be drying up in 5 minutes. If it's not drying up in 5 minutes, what the hell are you doing on dry tyres? Like, there's standing water. There is literally raindrops on the circuit where it's splashing. Arctic Squirrel is on inters, as you would expect. AJ, do you know what? P5 for AJ, big result if he gets it done. Font's coming to the pits, no. Is he trying to serve his 10-second penalty? That's smart. That's smart. Okay, fair enough, Font. He's going back onto inters as well. He just wants to get rid of his 10-second penalty while he can, which is fair enough. Probably should have done it a lap sooner before waiting behind the safety car for so long, because he's going to drop well down, but smart decision. AJ's on inters, we've said that. Chris T, AJ from P4. Do you know what? This guy was struggling in round 1. Wasn't in with the points. Never really looked like scoring points, and he's up in P4. That is like my driver of the day so far. AJ 14. Chris T, you're gonna get a penalty doing that, so don't do that. Naked Champ on inters, on dry tyres, sorry. Ballsy, but we'll see how it goes. T Morrison on the inters could have some places up for you, you know. There's two guys on dry tyres up ahead. You could be up in P5 before you know it. Fitz has been having a tough day so far, but he finds himself in P8 on the lead lap. In the trainer cars, he will be before the safety car comes in, because it's going around once more. Fontanu effectively pushing Fitz round his lap here behind the safety car. Titchy Boom in P10. Nicholas is sticking out with these dry tyres. He's sticking by it. Hallinan has given up on the dry tyres and gone in for wets, and Mighty Chump has given up on the wets and gone in for dry tyres. Let me look at race director. Look at these pits. Look at Nicholas's pits, by the way. He's gone hards to wets to inters to mediums to softs. Should be wet until the end of the race, until, according to the strategy. I don't know why people are on dry tyres. Yeah, there's standing water. I know why Lucky came in for dries. It's because Trezina was gaining on him on dry tyres. But then the rain got heavier, and Trezina's pace dropped off a cliff, and then he crashed into the wall trying to come into the pits, and it brought out a safety car. Nicholas has given up on the dry tyres. Mighty Chump is... How are you still 32 seconds back from this safety car? Because it's coming in this lap. Like, you speed up, bro. Get to the back of the field. You've got pace to win this race. Like, you are on pace for the win. And he's down here dawdling behind a safety car. Anyway, let's go on board with Lucky on the dries and let's see how far he sinks back. Because I'd be baffled if he doesn't. If you're Masquerade, you just want a nice, easy start here for your teammate to stay next to you because you want to drag him. I mean, like, Chris is coming to the pits. I don't know what for. Lucky's going to make me eat my words now, isn't he? No, he's not. There you go. Arctic Scroll's just got a penalty for that. T-Bop with a move up to P5. Oh, Naked Champ almost contacting him there. Font's up to P7, got past Fitz. Titchy Boom past Fitz. And Hallinan is 14 seconds off the back of the field. Let's go on board with Naked Champ on his dry tyres. He's already lost a position to T-Bop. And do you know what? No, let's go on board with Arctic Scroll because he's behind. Why does it say safety car on my screen? I was about to be devastated then if it was bringing out a safety car again. I really feel like we need to have a rethink and see if we can turn down this safety car frequency because it's all the time. Like, we've had Mike bring out a safety car twice for spinning, and obviously Trezina's is fair enough. That was a safety car incident, Trezina crashing into the pit lane. But neither of the two incidents last week were safety car incidents, and the first one this week shouldn't have been a safety car incident. T-Bop on AJ. Mercedes up into P4. Do you know what? Podium charge for T-Bop. If he can get away from Font, who is now right on his arse. And tell you what, Naked Champ has been overtaken by AJ, but he's coming back on the dry tyres. He's going to completely have to brake earlier and still nearly contact AJ. AJ's out wide onto the green AstroTurf. Wow, do you know what? Lucky's doing well on these dry tyres. He's built a bit of a gap to Arctic Squirrel. Font obviously served his penalty in the pits, so he is he's up to P5 with no 10-second penalty to serve. I've only got 30 minutes left on my trial, so these lot need to speed up. I just had that notification come up. I'm not sure if you guys can see that as well, or if it's just me. Naked isn't doing that bad with slits with half a wing. Lucky's on slicks as well. And Fontanu up to P4 now. Second half of the season, he's on a title charge. 15 points for Font in race 1. Looking like another 15, maybe 18 points today for him. I think Masquerator will be too far ahead. I think that was my prediction as well, Masquerator to win this race. I don't remember who I said second, and I said Font third, didn't I? Did I say Trezina second? No, I said Nicholas second, didn't I? And he's down in 12 because he's pit 15 times. Hello, Saeed. I think we're going to have to go on board with Font. Do you know what? We'll go on board with Titchy Boom, making his way up to the back of AJ. And I tell you what, T-Bop has gained back towards Fontanu as well, but I think this is the battle to watch. AJ's been struggling in these wet conditions, but I tell you what, if he can get points, that's a huge result for him. He's got 9 more laps to hold on to these points. He's got about a 10-second gap behind him as well, so I think he can do it. Lucky into the pits, I think he's realised that the dry tyres are not the ones for him. And Font is up to P2, so we're back where we started. Titchy Boom, really nice move there. Good defence as well from AJ, chose his line and stuck by it. So I'll tell you what, if Lucky would have pitted for a new set of inters, He could have been in the lead of this race because he was kind of keeping with Masquerator for a bit on the worst tyres. Yeah, how's the sound, by the way? I know last week there were some people saying the sound's a bit quiet in terms of like the game sound and the engines and stuff. Just wanted to see what you guys think. Team up on P4, that's really big points for Mercedes. I don't think they scored any points last week, to be honest. And yeah, P4 would be, I mean, it would be P4 in fact. I think he's got a 3-second time penalty. And do you know what? So does Arctic Squirrel. Jesus Christ, I don't know how I've messed that word up so bad. Fontani's really catching Masquerator now as well. If Font gets a win here, that's going to be big for the title. You've got, obviously, all his rivals from last week are missing this race. And he's really gaining on Masquerator. Masquerator had a poor week last week and needs the win to bring himself back up towards the title fight. Fontanu obviously had a fantastic race and came P3, 15 points for him. Tichboom at P5, McLaren's yet again just so consistent, aren't they? What, they're P3 and P5 this week? Last week they were P5 and P7. Third place in the standings. Potentially moving their way up to P2. I think Ferrari would overtake them if Font gets the win. If Font stays P2, then they might go first, which is mental. I don't think many people would have said that at the start of the season. Fontanu has found his way onto the back of... Can you show tyres? Everybody's on intermediates. There's no reason to show tyres. The only person who's not on intermediates is Naked Champ, who is on the dries. Everyone else is on inters. So I don't think there's any reason to show tyres. Fontanu going around the outside. We've got T-Bop making a move up the inside as well, just further back. But Fontanu doesn't get it done. T-Bop does get it done. Up to P3 for the Mercedes driver. He's found his pace. No, Mike, you're on 15. There's no fastest lap points. So when they next post it, it'll be 15. Bloodwave has said that he accidentally included the fastest lap points, but Tier 1 kicked off, so he's getting rid of it. Can you show tyres? No, I can't say it. I've already told you everyone's on intermediates apart from Naked Champ, who's on mediums. Like, everyone's gone to the end on intermediates. Fontanu in the slipstream. What is going on there? I think he was really going for the... Oh my god! It's a bit sideways, and Naked Champ spun, which is obviously the risk you run of being on dry tyres in a wet race. Font. These lot have been battling non-stop. Locks up, which will allow Massacrator inside. T-Bop 2.2 seconds back, he's gaining. Naked Champ, he retired in the pits. Okay, he was out of the points. Somehow Nicholas is getting points from this race, by the way. He's been into the pits 57 times after his turn 1 incident. And T-Bop is right in the back of these guys. If he didn't have his 3-second penalty, he'd be in my my pick for the win, you know, potentially, with how he's been driving. Fontanu, let's go on board. I think that's what's got to be done. Good exit. Take your time. Is he putting on overtake? He has. Oh, bit of oversteer from Massacrator. Managed to save it, and Font is gone because of that. So, yeah. Masquerade does have older tyres though, doesn't he? That is one thing that we have to remember. I'll tell you what, let's go on board with Taliban. Let's watch someone else for a bit while these lot have got a little bit of space between them, because it's been such a long time since we've seen anyone else drive on this game, it feels like, with this battle that these guys have had up front. And I say that, and T-Bob's within 0.4 of a second, so I need to go back soon. With Massacrator's tyres really falling off a cliff, I think he's still going to be okay for P2 though. I don't know who's... Oh, what a move! That was a bit naughty there from Massacrate. Oh my god, he's done it again. He's done it again. Another 10-second penalty. He was like... I've said before, this race started on pure pace. He's got it. And now we've got McLaren 3-4 who are going to be leading this constructors standings. Yeah, mental. Oh no, T-Bop! I can't believe I was on board for that, but T-Bop's almost just binned it, and now we've got Titchy Boom. 2 seconds. Why is there a car parked on the track? What is going on here? Fitz was just parked on the circuit. What am I watching? AJ must have spun Fitz. He's waited up for him. Bless him. Christie was 13 seconds behind these guys. And yeah, look at that gap really close up there. So Massacrator is up into P7 with a 10-second penalty. T-Bop is now right behind Arctic Squirrel with 3 laps to go. Is his wing okay? His wing is all A-okay. So let's see if he can get back past, because I think T-Bop does have the pace here advantage. I think Fun is what he's won this race, hasn't he? I'd be very surprised if he doesn't, but T Morrison with the chance to get his first points of the season, which yeah, could be in the form of a podium, which is absolutely incredible improvement that he's shown just over the course of 2 weeks. So yeah, 1 week, sorry, not even 2 weeks. What am I on about? I'm a bit lost here. Fun has won this race. Unless he spins, Fun's won this race. Lucky from... Do you remember when I said Lucky would have won this race if he didn't pit for mediums? He's made his way up to P5. Like, there's no way on earth this brother should have been down in wherever he was. Like, he would have won this race without a doubt. His wet pace was definitely the best. Here, is T-Bop going to get this move done? It's last lap. No, penultimate lap. One more lap after this. Sorry, I thought it was about to switch to lap 35, but it had already switched to lap 35. He does get the move done. This is the battle to watch, isn't it? There's going to be one more straight. You only get one chance and one opportunity. Oh my god. Titchy is going to get P2. And Lucky's going to get P3. So this is the battle for the podium with penalties, because the other guys have been battling so much. Lucky's up to P4. He's going to get P2 after all that and finish about 4 seconds behind Font. Lucky is flying on these fresh intermediates. Massacre is in P7, but he's got 10 seconds of penalties. Hallinan has made his way to 8 seconds off this battle. If he would have caught up instead of hanging back so far, look, he's almost binned it. If he would have caught up instead of hanging back so far, then he'd have been on this podium battle as well, because he's gaining like crazy. He's gained another half a second. Tichy's now out of the podium position as well. Lucky makes the move up to P3. It's going to be net P2 with the penalties to T-Bop. But I'm pretty sure T-Bop's in P3 now. I'm pretty sure he's gained enough time to be out of the way of Tichy Boom. As we're starting to get a dry line. Massacre a 10-second penalty. He's out of it. Nicholas is going to get P7. Fitz is going to stay P9. I think Massacre is only going to drop one place with his 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But I think this is the man we're going to have to watch. Somehow, even with his 10-second penalty for speeding under the safety car, Fontanu is going to be the only man with 2 podiums in 2 races, and he's going to take a commanding lead of the standings of probably about 15 points over the next car, just because of like no one who did well last week has done well this week. Lucky didn't get any points last week. T-Bop didn't get any points last week. Arctic Squirrel got 6 points. Fontanu got a podium P3 last week, comes home for the win, and he wins. Lucky's going to come home in P2. T-Bop's going to be P3. Titchy Boom will be P4, head of Arctic Squirrel. Massacrator will drop 1 place. 2 places now, sorry, because he's overtaken Hallinan. So Hallinan P6, Nicholas will be P7 when he comes across the line. Fitz is gonna probably stay. Oh no, AJ's gonna gain a place. I think Fitz has had 6 seconds. No, he hasn't. He only had 3. So AJ's P10. Points for AJ. I love that. Chris T P11 and Mighty Jump P12. That is mental, to be honest. Like, I don't think I could have called who was going to win that race very many times, that race, which is not something you can say very often. And Ferrari are going to be leading the standings by 2 points, as I only have 15 seconds left on my trial. So yeah, fun. P1 and P3 in the first 2 races. Can you hear that? Tier 1 in the distance. What a win for Ferrari at Monza. Cleanest driver AJ, my GOAT. Chris T most overtakes somehow. Titchy Boom driver of the day. Do you know what? I think Titchy Boom and T Morrison. I think T Morrison is my driver of the day. T-Bop all the way from P11. Without that 3-second penalty, he would have been P2. Fontanu, P1. Fastest lap was Hallinan. That's my point exactly about if he would have caught up to the field, he could have had himself. Like, he was 20 seconds off the back of the field when the safety car came in, and he finished 13 seconds back. He could have won the race. Nicholas P7, Arctic P5. I don't know if I said that. 2 McLarens, so consistent. Always the case, isn't it? Nicholas P7, Max Creator P8. He'll be so disappointed with that one. Probably should have, you know, done better considering his pace. Fitz P9 and AJ P10. Big points for these two. So happy for them. Chris T P11, Mighty Chump P12. Naked Champion Trezina, I think, will be classified based on how far they completed. NTO and Mike would be both down as DNFs. But that is it for race 2. Fontanu with a big win to rocket himself up the standings. Yeah, Hallinan with fastest lap, and what a result! What a race! Where will we be next week? I hear you ask. Let me have a look quickly. Texas Kota on the 10th of July. So see you guys then.